Hey guys! Welcome to Couple. Please like and subscribe if you like this video. Boston is the latest city that is facing resegregation in its school system, an issue that many education advocates and experts say can intensify stark racial and economic divisions in the city. A new report from the Boston Globe details the city's problems, finding that nearly 60% of Boston's schools are intensely segregated, meaning students of color, mostly Black and Latinx, make up at least 90% of seats. 20 years ago, that number was 42%, the Globe reports. The paper cites the decision to let more students attend schools in their neighborhoods, rather than enforcing court-ordered busing, as a primary driver of the resegregation trend. A Northeastern University report also attributed the push to separate children by race on the computer system that assigns students to schools, saying its algorithm propelled school segregation and left Black and Latinx students shut out of the city's top-performing schools, siloing them into under-resourced, low-performing ones. In tandem with intensifying segregation, the Globe reported that there were more white-dominant schools than before. In the same 20-year time period, the number of majority white city schools went from 2 to 5, most white children living in Boston bypass city schools altogether, attending private schools instead. The paper also noted that many of the majority Black and brown schools were underperforming. The report alarmed enough people that, 2 days later, the Globe published a follow-up article, with education advocates and parents calling for the city to address the issue. President of the Boston NAACP, Tanisha Sullivan, wants the city and education leaders to immediately appoint a task force to examine school segregation and recommend steps to end it, the paper writes. And Matt Krieger, an education project director at the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights and Economic Justice, called for the city to take its blinders off and meet the issue head-on. Our current student assignment system hoped, in part, to maintain some racial integration without thinking or talking about race, Krieger said. By 2018, our city should know better than to close our eyes and hope for the best on this. In light of the reports, very different proposals have arisen on how to address the problem, with some city officials saying they'd prefer to take the money allotted for busing and use it to directly fund classrooms in underperforming schools. Michael Locantu, the chairman of Boston's school committee, pointed out to the Globe that the city's school system is predominantly made up of students of color, 86%, according to the district. Locantu also told the paper there is no silver bullet for addressing the problems with Boston's city schools.